Good afternoon, this is the Gnome Scripter with another speedy tutorial, guaranteed to be 5 minutes or less or your money back. In this tutorial, we will continue with our series goal of teaching you how to script. This specific lesson objective is going to be learning how to script a brick. This lesson will be useful to the scripting range of builders to level 4 scripters. This is a foundational lesson, so be sure to reference this video if you are ever confused in the future. Okay, we're going to jump right in the meat and potatoes of this lesson, and as it gets further along, we'll add gravy, sweet potatoes, and butter. Before we begin, we'll need to put on some coding music to get the brain cells dancing, and so Mom will understand that we're developing and should be left alone. Cue the music. Alright, so most people here, they would go to, where's the unlock? Yeah, they'd go to lock tool, they'd click on the only brick in the game, they would select it, they'd press Control C, Control V, and then boom, you have a second brick. And then they'd go here, they would rename it, they would say brick. And then they would use the scale tool to make it the size of their person. So just imagine doing this like a few hundred times while you're scripting a game. That would be super time confusing and you would like never get your build done. So the way, instead of doing this, we'll do something a little more straightforward. I'm gonna press this key here, go to Insert Object, Insert Script. I'm gonna delete this nonsense because it makes no sense at all. Now think back to lesson 2 where we used instance.new explosion in our data store dictionary matrix. This time, instead of an explosion index to a dictionary that is then translated to a data store, we just want a simple brick. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there. First we need a variable so we can reference this newly created brick. Variable names are super important, especially on a large, complicated projects like this. Choosing a bad variable name may confuse other developers, the Roblox staff, your players, or even worse, yourself. In this example, we're going to choose the variable name spawned brick number 2. We're going to add a local in front of it just so the game knows, hey, watch out. Yeah, I picked this for obvious reasons, but because I'm sick of the haters in the comments who heckle me like it's my first time performing stand-up at an open mic in New York City, I'll explain myself. The first half of the variable is for obvious reasons. It's a spawned brick, duh. And then we have number 2 here, just so if in the future we want to make more bricks, it's going to be real easy. We can call it number 3, number 4, maybe number 5, 6, and just keep going on like that. Now, some of you jokesters may be like, oh, why didn't you just pick number 1? Something I learned in psychology is doing the second task is always easier than the first. So that's why I always start with number 2. It's a neat psychological trick that you can use later in life. So now we have the variable name listed. We're going to just type instance.new explosion. And just bear with me, that's just what we know, so that's what I'm doing. And then we'll go back, delete explosion, and we'll say brick. But actually, the technical nomenclature in Roblox for a brick is a part. So that's the first statement there. And then we'll just continue here. We're going to have to rewrite this variable name a couple times, so just say spawned brick number 2 equals, we'll say it's parent. So now we're going to move it to something that we can see. So there we're moving it to the workspace. Now if we ran this code in the CMD bar, you will hopefully see a brick. Ooh, there it is, it just popped up here. And then you can drag it and move it to where you want. So using the CMD bar here, we can just insert commands that will play code in our game and make us script and build way faster than normal. And here with the variable name, you saw how straightforward it was and how easy it was to reference this new part. But now we're going to do something a little more advanced. So if that confused you, just rewind the video a few times. Watch that over again. When you're ready, continue. you're gonna write spawn brick number 2 dot name equals spawned brick number 2. And now, before, if you look over here, we have base plate, we have known descriptor, we have brick, and we have part. So if we were just looking at this over here, it'd be kind of confusing, like what's that brick? Was it this one? Was it the base plate? It's actually the one named part, which is non-standard. But now we have a variable and we have a name indexed to that variable, so we can even find the brick like doing this. Workspace, find first child, spawned brick number 2. Just to prove that this actually works, we're going to do print this dot name. So it's printing the name of that index variable that we just found. Let's put this all in the CMD bar and execute this code. Boom. You can see it popped up here. Spawn brick number 2 popped up here. The brick exists. And then boom, back in the output window popped up here with the variable name that we indexed. Now you might be saying, hey Mr. Gnome, that's nice and cool, but how's that really help me build? I'm still gonna have to resize it. And that's where I'll say just go workspace, find first child. Some of you might say that's cheating using the autofill like that, but I don't think it's cheating. So spawned brick number 2 dot size equals spawned brick number 2 dot size times 2. Okay, so here you see we located the value both ways. We used its name and then we used its variable. So that's kind of neato for the future. A nice little trick. Here we go. Ooh, that didn't work as intended. Still worked kind of cool. Now you can see this brick here is twice the frickin' size as this other brick. So if we cut this brick, well, it's twice in every direction. So it's actually 4 times the volume. So imagine if this was a gold bar, this would be worth 4 times the volume. So I carry the 1. We have to make them gold first. Okay, so just use this property window. Yeah, gold. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, carry the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be almost 10 times as valuable by doing that. So let's just delete everything, start fresh, run this code in the CMD bar one more time. Boom. It's a huge freaking brick. It's about the size of a person. It's bigger than a gnome if you turn it on its side. If we do this again, okay, it didn't. Oh, see, that was kind of. Okay, I'm not sure why it did. I'm not sure what it's doing here. Okay, well, I'm about out of time here. Congrats on making it this far towards finishing your first game. That's all the time that we have for this tutorial. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and comment below to enter the raffle for early access for my next Roblox scripting tutorial. Take care, everyone.